It is the morning, December the 29th, 2016. I'm Dana, your host, the nuclear proctologist.org, and we are barely streaming this morning. Not a good morning, but I don't know how I always stay chirpy, but I do it. It's better than screaming, I suppose. I can scream if everybody rather I scream. I could do that all day, you know. We are going to talk about an earthquake. Come on, camera, smarten up. Here we go. Good morning, everybody. Man, girls, folks, it was tough go trying to get out there and kick shit this morning. And we are here. I don't know why it's so hard to focus with that camera. What's up, camera? Let me move up a little closer. It always takes a few minutes. Okay. All right. Here we go. Come on, Dana. Get with the program. No, I'm not leaving everything for the last second. That's the way this works. No matter what I'm trying to do, you can't keep up with it. Everything changes all the time. Japan just had an event. They just had an event. Powerful earthquake. December 28th. Look at the words. Powerful earthquake. Look at those words. Why do they exist? And if it's a powerful earthquake, how come everybody else got their mouth shut on this planet? I don't know. That's a good question. Let's explore that bizarre little world. Here's what we know. You see the little star in the bottom of your screen? That's bad news. That's under land. You fix everything. You fix it. Okay. Better for me. So this earthquake is literally under Fukushima. The most important thing on the planet. And you're talking about a big earthquake. 6.3 out of a 7. A 7. Let's play that clip for you from this morning.
A magnitude 6.
Hang on. Hang on, I'll turn it up. Good morning, folks. I'm just bear with me. I'm getting up to speed. We'll get her back to normal in a few moments. Let's try this again.
A magnitude 6.3 quake struck eastern Japan just after 9:30 p.m. Wednesday local time. The quake hit Ibaraki Prefecture north of Tokyo. No tsunami was reported. The jolt registered a low 6 of 7 on Japan's intensity scale near the center in...
So, did you hear the way he said that? A low 6, and then out of the 7 intensity scale. There's no such thing as a low 6 when you're talking about a 7 scale. 6.1 to 6.3 is a huge difference. Huge. Very significant. Undeniably significant. Apparently not. BBC, CBC, MSNBC, CNN, you know, all the media is out there fighting for you. Has never mentioned this. This on the Richter scale is a 9.0. It's a 9.0.
Takagi City. People across greater Tokyo and northeast Japan felt the shaking.
This is Tokyo, but they're not worried about Fukushima, where it happened. Oh, it rocked in Tokyo. But hey, just barely talk about that much.
Injuries are being reported. Officials say the quake was an aftershock from the megatemblor that hit Japan in 2011. They warn more aftershocks are possible in the next week.
So it's not going to stop. No. Bear with me. These all the tablatures fell off the shelf. 6.3 on the open-ended Richter scale rocked eastern Japan. So look at this paragraph. What's going on with the freaking camera? Bring it a bit closer. Okay, the quake, which occurred around 9:38 p.m., measured lower 6. Once again, what's this word about lower 6 on the Japanese seismic intensity scale of 7, which is a 9.0. If you had a 9.0 in California or Vancouver, Canada, or Boston, or anywhere on the planet, that would be pretty big news, yeah? That's like, well, there was no city. Even if there was no city, it was out in the middle of the desert. I had a 9.0. Woo! Baby! They be all over it. So why do y'all out there chewing their nails? I'll tell you why. In a little tiny bit. Good morning, everybody. Hello, everybody. How's everybody this morning? Yeah, Elaine nailed it. For the next month, you got to be safe out there. You can't trust the system. And I'm not going to say how, but I talked to people that told me Unit 2 is gone. The interior of it collapsed. And that they evacuated the plant. And so it's bye-bye Japan, and you have to evacuate North America again, because on the top of these buildings, Unit 2 is the only one that's intact. We'll show you pictures coming up of Unit 2 that we know, documented pictures of it. But oh my goodness, if this is true, and I suspect it is, why else is media blackout? This is heartbreaking news. It's not bad enough what they done to us, what they got done for the last 6 years. That's not bad enough. But look at let's keep with the story. So the quake occurred, blah, blah, lower 6. This is a really interesting way to word it. On a scale of 7. The quake struck at a depth of 6 miles. And here they say there's been no reports of impact or major nuclear facility. Let's keep going until I'm finished here with this, because otherwise I'll lose them. So, yesterday's headline, I can't show you BBC or CBC or Fox or MSNBC or CNN or any the major media on the planet about this, because they haven't opened their pipe. They haven't opened their shit lips a single time. They reported a 6.3. They reported a 6.3. Apologies. Breathing heavy. And they talk about the Tokai. We're not worried about the Tokai, you morons. We're worried about the Daini. We are worried about the Tokai, I suppose. And the Okinawa. But then they talk about in the same article, the quake measured lower 6 on the Japanese seismic scale of 7 is likely one of the aftershocks of the 9.0, which is what that is. Why would they use these two scales in the same fucking paragraph? Just to fuck you over. Confused as shit out of anybody out there is not already fucking stupidly confused. This idiotic, moronic system. The only reason they're getting away with this is because the fucking author of that story, the people who wrote it, the editors who allowed it, are participating in the cover-up. There's no other reason to do. In the same fucking paragraph, the quake, which measured lower 6 on the Japanese scale, is likely one of the 9.0 of the North American scale. But the 6 out of the 6.3 isn't actually a 9.0 mega quake. December the 27th, 28th, yesterday morning. On land. 6 miles down. My goodness. And so the lateral movements are vicious, are brutal. It's right on land. It's on fucking land. That's why your media is not telling you, because all these reactors probably wasn't just 2. Let's talk about it. Hang on. Here we go. See, this story is covered by everything 37 days ago. This one is a 7.4 on a scale of 10. So they're all over the friggin' place, and you can't trust them. How many reactors were on that coastline? It was around 15. How many were in trouble, station blackout, after the tsunami came through? All of them. All 15, right? Because this friggin' creature came through. Everything's already unstable at these power plants. We're worried about Unit 3 collapsing yesterday. We still are. We're worried about what's left there collapsing. Damage at Unit 2 is what prompted TEPCO to discuss evacuating Fukushima workers that time, allegedly. Not this one, Unit 3. No, not Unit 3. That didn't bother him. Not Unit 4. No. Not Unit 1, which is totally destroyed, but Unit 2. Brutal what we're talking about. The deception. Well, this deception is not going to go away forever and ever and ever. You got forecast after forecast of the dispersals of just a couple of isotopes, where this is exactly what the dispersal minimum is going to look like again. Not tomorrow, but maybe tomorrow, late tomorrow, and the next day it'll be like hardcore for fucking who knows how long this time. It's easy to knock all that shit down and go into a chain reaction. This is out of control. We are out of control. At some point, we're going to have to admit it. The academic world, when they stop saying it's like a fucking banana, stop saying it's like a fucking potato chip for 5 seconds, walking in sunshine and getting on airplanes and bananas and fucking climbing mountains and it's everywhere and it's good for you. You get them to stop saying that. Maybe we can have a freaking conversation on this, what's left of this fucking planet. The nuclear hasn't already destroyed. Look at the fucking fallout, morons. Pick up 30 million bags. There was no releases, Dana. They picked up 30 million bags, not me. I fucked any of your conspiracy theories. No! I provide the documentation when I'm talking. And I get arrogant sometimes. You might think it's pompous. It's not. How can you be pompous when you're doing this? You're talking about this. When you're showing this. When you're telling people their hopes and dreams are fucking over. How does that equate with being pompous? Cowards. Idiots. And then PR firms trying to spin it. Canadian map. Just map, charts, maps, fallout, blah. Whatever you want. Give it all to you. Don't mean nothing. Mainstream never told you. No. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? The fuck is this? That's not mainstream, you fucking cunts. Excuse the language. Mainstream didn't tell me. No, because you're a fucking moron. You don't know where to look. You're watching fluff all fucking day. Think Oprah's going to tell you? Oh, Jesus, Unit 4 is in pretty bad shape. What are you, fucking stupid? You think the media that owns the war machine, that makes billions off fucking nuclear, is going to tell you it's bad? Are you really that stupid? You're really that gullible? You're really that naive? Are you? Huh? Are you? Well, you are. If you believe shit like that, you are so gullible. You're hopeless. You're fucking hopeless. 190-foot building. I wouldn't worry about that one collapsing, would you? I'd fucking worry about Unit 3 collapsing, though. And I am. Not just Unit 2, I'm worried about them all collapsing. Why do you think I've done all this work? Why do you think I got all this shit? Why do you think I take all these beatings? What do you think they vilify me worldwide in media for? Why do you think they ostracize me on the internet? Why do you think they drag my ass into court over and over and over? Why do you think I keep coming back and showing you documentation? Because I'm a good guy. I'm that kind of guy. It's fun. It makes the world cool. I got to sit there and work everything out, make everything happen, put everything together, raise the money constantly. Look, we went out and done the whole friggin' coastline. Yeah, that's not enough, Dina. Academics never come up and knocked on my door and told me. And you wouldn't listen to them. There was life one day. There's life another day. That's the picture I took over there. All the pictures on this side are pictures I took on those expeditions. And there's nothing there that's supposed to be there. See all the life to the left? Keep your eye on the left. There's nothing there. These pictures before and after in the same spot. Pre and post Fukushima. The pictures are well known at that spot. The species are well known. There was 5,600 species. Did it matter if there was 4 of us there and we didn't find it? Would it matter if there's 5 of us there, we don't find it? Does it matter if there's 6, 7 people on the beach and they don't find it? Does it matter if there's 8 people? Does it matter if there's dozens of people all over the beach? They're not going to find what I didn't find. You can fill the beach up with everybody. Fukushima has destroyed it. They are not going to find anything more than what I found. And all those species to your left are missing. All the species to the left are missing. These are before and after authentic pictures, pre and post Fukushima. It's been a wonderful diversity to your left for millions of years. A smorgasbord, wherever you went, you can eat whatever you want at any time. Now it's fucking naked there, except for a couple of algae. That life is never going to come back. Those colors will never be seen there again. These are low tides. These are sustained expeditions that we took and we show definitively it's an extinction event and that the whole system is working to murder you because they know it doesn't have to last forever. The nuclear industry is the death of the planet. That's what nuclear spells out for the rest of the planet. Everything nuclear touches is the only way they can make money and bring home a paycheck to feed their children, buy their children cool shit, is they got to murder your children. That's how they do it. They're telling you the fuel pools are in the building over there, Reactor 3.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You'll never have the sacred stone. Oh, this you crazy mother.
Let's change the gear. I get pissy. We got an extinction event playing out. We got another massive major earthquake right under these fucking buildings. And we don't even got mainstream media reporting the earthquakes, let alone the buildings. Yeah, nothing going on. People calling me up and telling me Unit 2 is gone. Jesus. Just, if Fukushima didn't happen and Unit 2 collapsed, it's an event. You're talking about 6 reactor cores in the top of the building, and there's no tops of the buildings. They don't want you to looking at is why they're not reporting on it. They don't want you to come out and say, holy fuck, the fuel pools are actually already gone. It's bye-bye, North America. Suzuki wasn't kidding. He was intimidated. We're worried about the buildings that are supposed to be 190 foot high collapsing, not these that are 190 foot high. Yeah, we're worried about some of them might have collapsed in those prefectures. We're worried about the reactors full of reactor cores that are gonna fucking kill this planet. Even if you stop it, it's gonna kill the planet. But we gotta stop it. At some point in the future, our humanity is gonna go to battle against these fucking reactors, hopefully. If we try to have a future, well, that's the only way forward is to go stop those things. We have to stop that. This is what they say it looks like inside of it. Do you think they're not going to lie to you about the earthquake today? Your media is a fucking bunch of cowards. If your family works for that fucking shithole, you should be ashamed of yourself. You should fucking get the fuck out of there. Tell him to fuck off. They work for these people. BBC showing you a beautiful fuel pool. If that author is your family member who wrote that story, you are a fucking monster too. You are responsible for that monster you let go. If your monster works for CBC and wrote that fucking story, you're the reason we're all in trouble because you won't hold your loved ones accountable. You morons. If your loved one works for RT and wrote that fucking article over there, they are monsters. They're the reason we are in this trouble. All these lawyers. Seth Dorn saying he's inside a fuel pool. The fuel pool is 100 feet up in the fucking air.
A long way from seeing the end of this. And one of the things that's not discussed is the spent fuel pools that are still sitting and blowing up reactor buildings. And the tops of these pools are 100 feet above ground. And
yeah, 100 feet above ground. See the red? That's the fuel pool. See, that's the correct model for what you're looking at Unit 4. You think Seth Dorn is in that fuel pool in the red up here in the building over there? Do you? You think Seth Dorn is in that building? Do you? Really? 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 The fuel pools are where they put the reactor cores for a decade. There's 5 reactor cores up there and 1 here. Which one are you worried about? I know what I'm worried about. So if Unit 2 has collapsed the interior, 5 reactor cores have dropped down, gone into a chain reaction. I hope I'm fucking wrong is all I can say. I hope they were wrong.
And this is another cut that shows the construction a little bit better. This is the wet well with the suppression pool. And you can see the pieces here of the dry well. And you can see that there are other structures. Particularly important probably is to notice that the spent fuel is stored in the upper regions of this building. And the refueling implies that the fuel will have to go from the core up and then down in.
Now look at that. The core is in the center of the building. It's about the top of the core is about 100 feet up. So the core is in the center of the building. What you're looking at is the ground shot up to 60 feet also below the ground, right? The core goes straight up the center of the building 100 feet up. I'm going to say it one more time. I'm going to show you a picture. Core goes 100 feet up the center of the building. I got a better shot. Hang on. Core goes at 100 feet up the center of the building. Do you think, you see that yellow cap to the left, right, sitting on the deck? That's not bolted on to the reactor core. That's supposed to be up here at the very center in the top of the building. Not sitting on the side, not bolted down to anything. The piece alongside of it, on both sides of it, are the reactor core. If you go within 900 feet, you die. Within 2 weeks, if you just walk past it. If Seth was inside the building like he's claiming, he'd be dead. The deception is unbelievable. And it's not sustainable. It's not tenable. Like, we had an event, that whole coastline. All the reactors are in trouble. We're worried about them all collapsing because this is what it looked like throughout the country, where all those reactors and all those people died. They died because that came through their friggin' neighborhood. Because that wrecked their 400 kilometers of their country. And radiation is everywhere throughout the country. And this is all irradiated because the radioactive fallout landed on everything. The whole history is predicated upon being predatory. When they have a nuclear accident where there's 5,000 nuclear plant workers, you know what they do? They don't send in the 5,000 nuke workers. They kidnap your friends from theaters. You think I'm lying?
To push the burning fuel through into the back of the reactor.
But the heat had melted the cartridges, so they'd become stuck inside the core. They were forced to use scaffolding poles they'd found nearby to try and push the cartridges out. Radiation was so intense they could only work a few hours. They were running out of firefighters.
The police from the factory had turned up looking for volunteers. And they brought a bus, and they decided the best way to get the volunteers was to go to the cinema and volunteer the back 2 rows at the show to go into the factory to, as it turned out, to help push the fuel rods out of the reactor.
So they went in to a theater with a bus. Not the 5,000 nuke plant workers. They kidnapped your loved ones from a theater, took them to the plant where all the workers are told, and then sent them in there. That's your legacy, not mine. Mine is, some days I snap, most days I'm good. Hugs for everybody. That's true, that's it, that's all we got. That's the way it rocks, that's the way it rolls, that's the game. That's the way it plays out. We got trouble. We got to make these people honest at some point. I don't know how or when or where. But as long as somebody's telling the truth, somebody's pushing back, somebody's showing the documentation like us, we have hope. Without that, we don't have hope. So if you're a censorship organization, federal government's trying to censor me, or actually censoring me, please go home and kill yourself. Do the world a favor. Do everybody else a favor in your family, because you're obviously a scumbag. And that is the most appropriate thing that you could do to redeem your evil ways. And then to everybody, everywhere, I send my humbleness your way, and hope that you understand and forgive me for my indiscretions. Because I am at war every day for you and for the other 8 million species that depend upon you to do something. And so you won't, I will. You can't, I surely can. You refuse to understand. It's okay. I'm going to do it for your loved ones and for your children anyway. Because they deserve something better than you. And we deserve at least hope. It's time for the media to speak out. I'm only going to tell you 500 more times, but it's time for you to speak out. Hugs for everybody.